This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Callaway.
Here.
Carter.
Here.
Davis.
Here.
Gooch.
Here.
McCants.
Here.
Taylor.
Here.
Wright.
Here.
We have a quorum. This meeting is open for business.
Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please bow your heads as we pray. Lord, I want to thank you for the lunch that we had earlier. I want to thank you for allowing us safe travels back here and to and from. Lord, I pray that when we speak, that we speak for you and that you speak through us, Lord. And I thank you for allowing us to be here today. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. To the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor Kittle will read his proclamations.
Proclamation number 1. Whereas this 23rd of April, I as mayor on behalf of the city of Gadsden proclaim this day to be Superintendent Keith Blackwell Day. Whereas Gadsden City High School would like to recognize our new superintendent, Keith Blackwell, who has served this system faithfully as a teacher, coach, administrator, central office employee, assistant superintendent, and now as the superintendent of Gadsden City Schools. Whereas superintendent set the vision and tone for an entire school system, we have complete faith in Mr. Blackwell's guidance of our school system. Now therefore, be it resolved that I, John Kittle, mayor of the city of Gadsden, by virtue of the authority vested in me, recognize and honor Mr. Keith Blackwell by proclaiming the 23rd day of April, 2024, Mr. Keith Blackwell Day in the city of Gadsden. Mr. Blackwell, would you like to come up and say a few words?
We're good? Get me now. Sorry. We'll back up. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council. That does mean a lot to me. I was not expecting that. I just came by to listen to you, so it's much appreciated. Some of you I've got to know over the years, so I thank you. I thank you. Always a Titan. I'll always be a Titan. So I hope you do the same thing. So wherever you go, I know you're a council right now, but wherever you go, you'll always be what? A Titan. Okay, so I don't know if you like to say anything since you know?
I don't know what to say.
But I do thank you for that. It means a lot to me. It really does. You caught me by surprise because I was just sitting back in the corner listening to you. Then I heard you say my name. I thought, uh-oh, I don't know what route you're about to go, and I heard my name. So, but thank you. And thank you to all the parents who came today, by the way. It's always good to see parents come out to everything. So thank you for that. So once again, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Thank you.
Thank you. Proclamation number 2. Whereas the 23rd of April, I as mayor on behalf of the city of Gadsden proclaim this day to be Secondary Teacher of the Year, Miss Brooke Burns Day. Whereas as students, we recognize the time and effort that goes into being a teacher and coach in today's society. We recognize the encouragement and support that Miss Burns provides to her students, treating us all the same and holding us accountable for our work and behavior. Whereas Miss Brooke Burns has exemplified the role of a teacher at Gadsden City High School and has been chosen by her peers as the Teacher of the Year based upon her faithfulness to execute her duties as an educator. Now therefore be it resolved that I, John Kittle, mayor of the city of Gadsden, by virtue of the authority vested in me, recognize and honor Miss Brooke Burns by proclaiming the 23rd day of April, 2024, Teacher of the Year, Miss Brooke Burns Day in the city of Gadsden. Proclamation number 3. Whereas the 23rd of April, I as mayor on behalf of the city of Gadsden proclaim this day to be Gadsden City High School Resource Officers Day in the city of Gadsden. Whereas we recognize the role that officers Flick and Guyton play at Gadsden City High School, we also have observed that the successful SROs that not only help play at Gadsden City High School, we also have observed a safe learning environment for all of us students to receive the education necessary to better ourselves. They also build relationships with the students by getting to know us. While I personally have never had an interaction with either SRO, the fact that I have not had to do so speaks of the safe environment that they work so hard to offer to the students at Gadsden City High School. Now therefore be it resolved that I, John Kittle, Mayor of the City of Gadsden, by virtue of the authority vested in me, recognize and honor Gadsden City High School's Resource Officer Flick and Guyton by proclaiming the 23rd of April, 2024 Officer Flick and Guyton Day in the City of Gadsden. Proclamation number 4. Whereas the 23rd of April, I as mayor, on behalf of the City of Gadsden, proclaim this day to be Miss Iva Nelson Day in the City of Gadsden. Whereas, as members of the Gadsden City High School Youth and Government Day, we recognize Miss Iva Nelson and the 40 years of faithful service to the City of Gadsden by extending our most sincere thanks for her time and effort to train us and prepare for this Youth and Government Day in the City of Gadsden. Miss Nelson not only keeps the City of Gadsden running as the city clerk, but she was able to take time out of her busy schedule to spend time with this team to present us with the firsthand information about her inner workings of a local government entity. Whereas Ms. Nelson, who cheerfully answered our questions and provided us with the information that we need for this Youth and Government Day, do honor her for her service to the City of Gadsden and Gadsden City High School. Now therefore, be it resolved that I, John Kittle, Mayor of the City of Gadsden, by virtue of the authority vested in me, recognize and honor Miss Iva Nelson by proclaiming the 23rd day of April, 2024, Miss Iva Nelson Day in the City of Gadsden.
Is there any new business? Seeing none, we will now have the reading of our ordinances and resolutions. For sake of time, since this is a one-time meeting, do I hear a motion to suspend the second reading of all ordinances and resolutions?
I make a motion to suspend the second reading of all ordinances and resolutions presented today.
I will second the motion.
The motion to suspend the second reading carries. We will now take this ordinance up for vote.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Gooch,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Moving on to ordinances or resolutions, the chair recognizes Councilmember Callaway.
Thank you, Ms. President. The music educational program in schools has been proven to improve function and academic performance, but this opportunity is not given to every student in Gadsden's elementary schools. While sports receive a lot of attention and resources, deservedly so, music departments across the nation are being cut from schools and some children are missing out on the opportunity to learn a musical instrument. There are some students who may have a natural ability to play an instrument that are missing out on the opportunity because they were never exposed in a school where the arts are either suffering or have been cut from the curriculum altogether. Music offers students an outlet for their emotions, offers people entertainment, and may offer some students something to occupy their time, so they do not seek out other things to occupy their time. The City of Gadsden, through the Cultural Arts Center, should invest in providing every child with the opportunity to engage in the fine arts. We should put plans and finances together to provide music educational programs for all children after school at the Cultural Arts Building. Thank you.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
I have a question, Madam President. Will it just be music, or will you also broaden out to other fine arts?
As of right now, I think that we should start with just music, but as the program grows and as we see how far the program gets, we should definitely explore more of the fine arts.
I have a question, President. What actions will be taken to help put towards the finances?
I definitely think that we should put up flyers to promote in general the music programs, but I definitely think us as a city council need to talk about that first before we go out and say a definite plan for what to do with the finances.
If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Gooch,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
The motion carries.
The chair now recognizes Councilmember Davis.
Some of the most in-demand jobs right now are trade and tech jobs. These are jobs that are reasonably easy to learn, and they do not take much time nor money compared to college. Let us not forget how important that these jobs are to the American economy. Tech jobs include electricians, welders, plumbers, HVAC repair, mechanics, body repair, dental assistants, cosmetology, and so much more. I applaud the mayor and city council for their efforts in bringing in new jobs in industry. With career tech credentialing being a new component for student graduation, this ordinance calls for a better relationship between the city of Gadsden and our high school tech and trade school. With Gadsden State building their new state-of-the-art technical school that will further provide opportunities for young men and women that would like to go into the technical or trade fields, I believe that we should establish an apprenticeship program that would give Gadsden City High School technical students an opportunity to put their newly learned skills to work within our city departments. Our citizens, and especially our GCHS students, will benefit from this relationship. Students will gain much needed job experience under this apprenticeship program and will assist them towards earning their certifications.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance? If there are not any questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Gooch,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
The motion carries.
The chair now recognizes Councilmember Gooch.
Thank you, Ms. President. I would also like to address the fact that the city of Gadsden has recently become a hub for the homeless. We as a city should find a way to lower the number of homeless people we do have. I propose that we work with the Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Department of Human and Health Services to seek grant money that will allow us to address the needs of the homeless within our community. The RHG program is made up of 3 components. The first component of the RHG program should address the purpose of repurposing vacant buildings in the city and renovate it to provide the homeless population somewhere to live. The second component of the RHG program will also work alongside local businesses to partner with what will allow these homeless citizens a place to work and earn income. The third component of this program is to provide classes that will allow them how to learn how to manage and budget their money, address mental health issues, and work towards recovery of addiction. Homeless people will only be allowed to stay on this program for a certain amount of time or until they make enough money to be financially stable. Therefore, I propose that we should move forward with a study and partner with the above named federal departments to implement the RHG program to address the homeless problem in the City of Champions.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
Yes. If they aren't financially stable, what can we do to help them proceed with what they're going on?
You're talking about like after they've spent some time in the program?
Yes.
I think that at a later time we would have to discuss like what we would set boundaries for and how we would help better that.
Okay, thank you.
If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Gooch,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
The motion carries.
The chair now recognizes Councilmember McCants.
Thank you, Madam President. Downtown Gadsden has evolved over the years. Some of the recent improvements in the downtown area include the creation of the Court Street District. This has been a successful improvement for both business owners and customers. Downtown Gaston also features some restaurants and bars that stay open past the closing time of 5 p.m. at most Broad Street businesses. I would like to propose the creation of an entertainment district to offer more entertainment opportunities in the downtown Gaston area. As the new riverfront design is beginning to take shape, might we consider the renovation and expansion of the amphitheater? That will allow for bigger acts to come in and perform, especially on weekends, with local bands able to open up for bigger acts. In addition to this, old buildings that have sat vacant, like the old warehouse restaurant and the Einzer Electric building, could be bought and converted into an area that promotes a nightlife atmosphere. This will include upscale dining, modern bars, and even an old school pub. It is because of the new riverfront development that I believe that an adjoining entertainment district would be worth investing in.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
Yes. Are we planning to add more than the amphitheater?
Currently, we are going to bring in more vacant buildings, and we're going to buy off the vacant buildings and add towards the amphitheater.
I have a question. How will this be promoted?
We as a council will speak out this, but we would like to set out flyers and put it in newspapers for the public to know.
If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Gooch,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
The motion carries.
The chair now recognizes Councilmember Taylor.
Thank you, President. One of the most untapped aspects of Gaston is her history. Since settling on the banks of the Coosa, our forefathers have built a city that is in the DNA of all of her lifelong citizens. We owe our past generations a lot of gratitude. Even today, our senior citizens are a valuable part of our community. Most of them belong to clubs, social groups, volunteer, mentor, share stories of yesteryear, and so much more. Some of our families depend on senior adults to help pick up kids from school while the parents are at work. Since our senior citizens are so busy traveling back and forth throughout the city, I have witnessed some reckless driving behavior and habits from some of our senior adult population. Just this week alone, I have witnessed some of our senior adult population change lanes without looking or turning on a turn signal to indicate a change in lanes. Back up in a parking lot without once looking in their mirror or from side to side to check for oncoming traffic. I have also recently witnessed some senior adults drive so slow in the left lane that traffic is backed up and people are forced to go around them in the right lane. This proposed ordinance is not aimed to hold back our senior adult population. Rather, this proposed ordinance is designed to protect both the senior adult drivers and other pedestrians from serious harm on the roadways. This proposed ordinance would seek to allocate money to hire some extra cops that will operate as driving instructors for all senior adults over the age of 70. Senior adults will need to schedule a time with the driver instructors every 2 years to conduct an evaluation of driving skills to determine the awareness of the driver on the roadway. Anyone 70 and older will be given 30 days to schedule this driver's observation. Failure to do so can result in a revocation of their driver's license and driving privileges. Over the years, restrictions have been placed on new drivers in the state of Alabama for their safety. That is all that this bill is designed to do, which is to protect those who use the roadways in the city of Gaston.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
Ms. President, I have a question. So, how are you going to actually ensure that our older people are not gonna drive even though their license are suspended.
Their information will be uploaded to the computer, so all the info will be in the system. And we'll also have hole punches on their license to make sure that they're doing right.
I also have a question. With her saying that if the citizens aren't able to drive, can there be more public transportation in scene areas instead of them, because they're senior citizens, they probably won't feel safe, unprotected. So I feel like there should be more out.
Yes, I feel we as a city council will have to discuss putting toward finances for more public transportation and also better placements for the transportation stops.
I also have a question.
What do you consider senior?
We're talking about at least 60 and up.
So what are you going to do to ensure that the people, say the senior citizens do take a test and they're not able to, so they get their license revoked? Are they going, if they are found like driving, what are you going to do to ensure that they don't do it again? Are you going to like put them in jail?
Well, we'll make sure that their information is uploaded in the computer so it won't happen.
If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Gooch,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
The motion carries.
The chair now recognizes Councilmember Wright.
Good afternoon. I have a few issues regarding District 2 in East Gaston. There's a problem with the homeless walking around our neighborhoods, especially with children getting dropped off during the day at their home and bus stops. They are sleeping in most abandoned buildings or any place that they can find shelter in the area. Most of them sleep in the park behind the East Gaston Library by the sprinklers. Considering that I'm living in the area and having to witness it every day, I feel as if there should be a solution for it to be fixed. We must work together to find the solution because it makes us feel unsafe in our community. I would also like to address the need for more cops to patrol the district. From the street lights on the main streets to the potholes on the road and people running the red lights. It's such a tragedy for others to get home, such as myself. I live on this side of town and these issues have been a problem for many years. With all these problems being on the main street in broad daylight for people to drive down their street to get home. This leaves others to see people walking around and asking others for money or being harassed in different areas that they live in. We need better lighting and more street lights. I have to drive myself and others places to get home and they're mainly pitch black, which is a hazard towards others driving or people living in the community such as myself. I have to sometimes drive with my bright lights on to get home. So with that being an issue, especially with people walking on the street in the middle of the night, is absolutely terrifying. As my district really needs to have these issues fixed. Is it right? No. Should it be fixed? Yes, and as one of the people in the community, I feel as if we need a homeless shelter in the surrounding area to keep them warm and safe and not to wander around looking for food and shelter and comfort.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
Madam President, I have a question. Where will the homeless shelters be?
Since we already discussed that with the RSG program, there's really no need to discuss, but they'll be at either a church, it's an abandoned church on Hoke Street, and it's more buildings in the surrounding area.
If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Gooch,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
The motion carries.
I would like to take a moment to discuss a possible ordinance. The first Friday of every month, with the exception of winter months, every citizen of Gaston has the opportunity to attend downtown Gaston's First Friday. First Friday provides the citizens of Gaston the opportunity to come together over food, music, vendors, cars, entertainers, and stores that stay open later. Oftentimes, First Friday is a very packed-out event, which is exciting for our city. To increase young adult turnout, I propose that First Friday be divided into two time frames. The first time frame, 6 to 8, would be designated as a time for family fun and entertainment with children of all ages permitted, possibly allowing school jazz bands, dance teams, drama teams, etc. to perform. After 8, families with younger children will be asked to begin to depart as the second time frame ushers in more adult entertainment, food, and drinks from 8 till closing. Wristbands should be sold that allows for public consumption of alcohol during these hours without penalty only in the First Friday restricted areas. The proceeds of the wristbands would be used to bring in bigger names in entertainment. Each wristband will be punched for every alcoholic drink purchased until the individual reaches the cutoff limit that is yet to be determined. Open alcohol containers may only be purchased at restaurants within the First Friday designated area or any approved vendors. The Upper Historic District of Savannah, Georgia provides for the drinking of alcoholic beverages like a red Solo cup. Studies have indicated that this policy has not led to an increase in crimes associated with alcohol consumption. Being that this is a once-a-month event, this alcohol policy only applies to First Friday unless the council deems otherwise. Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
Ms. President, I have a question. So where actually with the wristbands like be purchased? I know you're saying like First Friday, but like where in the area would you get the wristbands from?
When you first walk in the door.
I have a question. Will allowing the consumption of alcohol be safe for the city, considering that many people don't know their limits?
In order to assure their safety, they have to purchase a wristband as soon as they come in.
And also, will there be more security around? Like she said, people can't control their liquor. So if they do get out of hand, what are we going to do?
We as a council will have to discuss that as a whole.
Ms. President, I have a statement. Why choose First Friday for this to happen when there's also like open bars there? Maybe if you had it in a more enclosed environment, like if you had it at a bar instead of having it out in the open streets, would that provide like an easier way? for maybe the problem to be controlled with who can't control, their alcohol intake. I feel like that's like an option if we were to agree on this ordinance.
If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
No.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
No.
Councilmember Gooch,
No.
Councilmember McCants,
No.
Councilmember Taylor,
No.
Councilmember Wright.
No.
The motion is rejected.
Is there any new business? Seeing none, we will move on to the departmental reports. Do we have any departmental reports?
Hello, yes, I am Elissa Turner with the Nakalula Falls. And we have established that on May 4th will be the first Art on the Rocks in 2024, and the second will be sometime in the fall. Thank you.
Moving on to closing remarks.
I would like to say thank you today for the City of Gadsden for allowing us to come and be able to do this program, and the YMCA for funding it and helping the Gadsden City High School do that. I'd also like to thank Mr. Blackwell and Mr. Gullidge for the opportunity for the school and the upward trajectory that it's going on. And for everybody that's participated, the fun it's been today, and that everybody would keep doing this and enjoying it.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out and, supporting us in this. I want to thank Mr. Sullivan for showing us this opportunity and everything. I want to thank Mr. Gullidge and Mr. Blackwell for just, telling Mr. Sullivan about this, telling us everybody about this. I had a lot of fun today, and I learned a lot. I enjoyed being a City Council member, so thank you.
I would like to say thanks to Miss Ava Nelson. Thank you so much for coming to spend time with us, especially for that one day. We actually learned a lot. Mr. Sullivan, thank you. You're the absolute best. And it's kind of sad that we only had a couple months to spend with you since January, but it's feel like we've known you for the longest. Mr. Blackwell, I've known personally mostly the 18 years of my life. I thank you. You're the best superintendent ever. And my whole Gadsden City, thank my council. We did a great job.
I just want to say thank you to Mr. Sullivan for allowing me to even be in the city council. I want to thank Mr. Blackwell and Mr. Gullidge for allowing me as well to participate and letting Mr. Sullivan know about the opportunity. I want to thank Ms. Ava Nelson for just coming out to the school and just giving us a lot of facts and different things, different material that we learned from her when she came out to the school. And yeah, I just want to thank my council. I had fun. And yeah.
First, I just want to say thank you to Mr. Sullivan, because even though I wasn't able to make some of the practices, I still was able to be up here with my friends who make up the council and make up, part of y'all out there. And I also really want to say thank you to my dad, because he came to support me even though I know that he had work today. So I want to say thank you for that, and just thank you for this opportunity, and I'm just thankful that we get to do this.
I'd like to say thank you for all the city council men and women and all of the department heads that mentored us today. We learned so much. I also want to thank my parents. They all came off work from this. Thank you for that. And thank Mr. Sullivan for giving us this opportunity to learn so much today. And Mr. Gullidge, Mr. Blackwell, I don't know you as well, but thank you for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
I wanted to say thank you to Mr. Sullivan for introducing youth and government to us and for allowing us to be up here to do this. It was a very fun experience, and I highly recommend that if anyone watching this, that y'all join because y'all would really enjoy it. And I also want to thank the YMCA, Mr. Blackwell and Miss Nelson for getting this together for us. I had fun with each and every one of y'all, and I'm sad that it was our first and last together, but I enjoyed y'all.
Do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I second the motion to adjourn.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. You are adjourned.